this thing on. How do you work this thing? Screw it, Asian.
Yeah, like I was gonna let you do it to begin with. Yo, what is up, movie lovers? It's your boy VTkrrishblaze, aka Ishan, and today we're taking a spoiler-free look at Sony's anticipated film, Carnage. The hell am I saying? We're taking a look at Sony's most anticipated film of the year, Venom Let There Carnage. So Venom Let There Carnage is a sequel to the original Venom movie that came out back in 2018, and we saw a hint of this movie back then in the post-credit scene of that movie. And we start off Venom Let There Carnage with a little backstory of the villain Cletus Cassidy, and unlike your traditional backstory of a villain movie scene type thing, we get to see the villain's intentions rather than his motive for his actions. I mean, but though we do explore his motives throughout the rest of the entire film. And then right after the backstory, we get reintroduced to the post-credit scene, except more of a extended cut, so we see the actual interaction between Cassidy and Eddie Brock, and what really goes down to make Cassidy hate Eddie. To be honest, this movie in its entirety is pure action. I mean, there is a story, but it's really simple and kind of basic, and I love that. I mean, it's not really that complex. It's not that deep. It's barely even confusing. I mean, the only really confusing thing is how Carnage is formed, and it just kind of confuses you a little, because like you get it, but at the same time you don't. I mean, like I said, this movie is pure action, fight after fight after action scene after action scene, and it's wild. It's literally wild. Like, the action scenes are completely crazy, and my mind was blown. The CGI was brilliant. I don't even know what to say. Like, normally when you see a movie that's pure action with a minor story, you're like, it's just pure chaos. But I mean, here, the fight scenes were brilliantly choreographed. The fight scenes were amazing. The CGI was brilliant. The cinematography was brilliant. And watching it in 4DX really enhances your experience because you're sitting in a moving chair that literally almost threw me out of my damn seat 3 to 4 times, which I loved. I absolutely love that feeling, man. Like, the chair moving, lights flashing, all of that really makes a difference in the experience of watching this movie, especially since it's not much story and all action. I mean, the start of the movie isn't pure action, it's just like an introduction of how Cletus gets Carnage, and like the interactions between Eddie and Cletus, and the relationship between our anti-hero and villain. I mean, that doesn't last long, because pretty quickly we'll see Cletus meet Carnage, and they'll break out of prison. And as you expect, when Cletus breaks out of prison with Carnage, there will be carnage! And while all this is happening before Carnage meets Cletus, we're really exploring the relationship between Eddie and Venom. And I mean, this is one of the most wholesome relationships I've seen. Like, they act like they're best friends while at the same time being a married couple, all in the same body, and their interactions are absolutely amazing. The chemistry between these two characters is crazy, and I love it! I love it! Like, they're absolutely hilarious, and I was dying watching the two interact. Eddie and Venom are symbiotic, meaning that they have a mutually beneficial relationship, and the uniqueness of that relationship is really emphasized during this movie. They have completely different personalities at the beginning of this movie, and you kind of see that they're kind of not on the same wavelength, because Carnage, he just wants to go off and eat humans. He wants brains. He's tired of eating the same food every day just to get what he needs. While Eddie, he has his morals. He doesn't feel right going around killing other humans, even though they're bad guys. Like, he doesn't like bad guys necessarily, but he doesn't want to kill them straight off. We just kind of see their wills kind of clashing, and that leads to some conflict, which shouldn't be hilarious to watch, but it is. And it's these relationships and interactions they have with each other that helps them realize how important and special and unique their symbiotic relationship really is, and why they truly need each other. And one more thing you'll see in this movie is their interactions with Anne, of course. Eddie loves Anne, Venom loves Anne, but Anne loves Dan. Sad. Feels bad for Eddie, man. And Venom. And one entirely underrated arc in this movie is definitely going to be Venom's opinion on Dan, and how it evolves and changes throughout this movie, from thinking of Dan as a piece of crap to a suitable husband for Anne. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny to watch that entire change in mindset for Venom. This movie kind of also acts like a sort of acceptance, realization, developmental arc for the character of Venom and Eddie. I mean, by the end of this movie, the two kind of learn to accept who they are and realize that they're more of a lethal protector and anti-hero, and not the villain who has to try to save everyone without sacrificing lives or killing the villain, like the traditional hero. Going into this movie, I was hella skeptical, thinking that this movie was going to be really rushed. I mean, it has a short runtime of 1 hour 37 minutes, and I was like, yeah, this movie's going to be rushed. And then, on top of that, I was thinking that since it's not rated R, there's not going to be any blood. There wasn't blood, and that felt really weird. Though, even without the blood, the action sequences were really crazy! Like, my mind was absolutely blown, and it's still blown, like, I don't even know what to say. My mind was blown from the action sequences, and I really say, watch this movie in 4DX or DBOX. I mean, you'll see when I give you the rating near the end of this video. I give a different rating for 4DX solely because this movie feels great to watch, of course, but when you watch it in 4DX, you are completely differently immersed, and it feels completely different to watch this movie. The action sequences have a completely different impact to your opinion. I know I said this before, but I almost fell out of my chair so many times watching it with a damn moving chair. And I love that. There are minor details which kind of make you question, like, the story and how that even makes sense. Like, chickens here, but they don't move at all for the whole movie. Like, how? They're minor details, but they don't bother you too much, so it's not too bad. This movie is well paced and has decent storytelling. I mean, there isn't much of a story to tell, but it's there and you understand it. So it's simple, you understand it, easy to understand, easy to follow. Great movie. And the CGI and character design is great. The character development is great for every character. It's great to see Mrs. Chan again. Now, their interactions with Venom, Mrs. Chan, Eddie, those are hilarious, like you'd expect from seeing the trailer. The movie's not too immersive, unless you watch it in 4DX! And the only other downside of this movie is that it doesn't feel rewatchable. You watch it once and you absolutely enjoy it, but like, you don't feel like you'd want to go to theaters just to rewatch the movie. Alright, so the moment you've all been waiting for is the rating of the movie, and I rate this movie an 83% in 4DX. If you remove the 4DX factor and watch it like regularly, Ultra AVX, General, whatever, then I have to say this movie is more of a 73%. Yeah, there's a 10% difference between watching it in 4DX and General, and trust me, if you watch it in 4DX, you will understand this difference. And you'll most probably agree with me. 4DX really enhances your experience. And DBOX probably will too, since it's also a moving chair thing. The moving chair is what you need the most. No, Cineplex is not sponsoring me, so don't worry. I'm just emphasizing the moving chair in 4DX and DBOX because I absolutely love that damn experience. I mean, this movie is pretty enjoyable. It's pure action, and your mind is really blown by all the action sequences, how well they're choreographed, the cinematography, and the brilliant CGI and effects and everything about the action. I highly suggest you go hit theaters in 4DX or DBOX and watch this movie with your friends. You will absolutely love this. And the post-credit scene we've all been waiting for. It was crazy! It was crazy. Trust me, you will absolutely love it. Holy crap, my mind is still blown. I remember sitting in the theater, the post-credit scene played, and the entire theater went nuts, and I love that vibe. I went crazy over this post-credit scene myself. It was brilliant. I mean, the post-credit scene could have been much crazier if they decided to incorporate one little detail, and it would have made it a little longer, but it would have been totally worth it, and it would have been much crazier, and would have still followed through with everything that they tried to depict with the post-credit scene. So overall, you will love this post-credit scene, and this movie overall, I have to rate it at 73%. Gotta factor out the D-Box. I gave that a special rating, but overall, this movie is a 73%. Overall, I think this post-credit scene was brilliant, and it really sets up Venom for the future. I know everyone's gonna go crazy about this. And on TikTok, I'm gonna post my own version of what I think they could have done differently with the post-credit scene to make it even crazier. So be sure to check that out because I'll be uploading that soon. And yeah. With that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you guys plan to watch this movie? How excited are you guys for this movie? And if you've seen the movie, what do you rate it? As movies keep on coming, I'm gonna keep on reviewing, so don't forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button with the bell icon so you're the first to be notified when these videos drop. I'm VT, the king of TV, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!